Hey Jackie, how's it going?
Good.
Yeah. Thanks for having me here on your vlog. And we had an awesome time yesterday talking about essential oils and how it's great for your mood. And so happy to teach you more how to use essential oils effectively and safely.
Yeah, I really appreciate you being here. I think you're just a wealth of information and you're a wonderful human being. You have an amazing heart. And just really, you know about healing the body. You've been through it, you walk the talk. It's just phenomenal to spend time with you.
Thank you. Yeah. So you were in my home and there were a few essential oils that were in the air in my home. There was black spruce that is grown in Fort Nelson in Canada. So it's like being in Home Depot or being in the forest, or as I say, smells like a man who can do stuff. And so it just creates a lot of energy and vigor, basically.
Yeah, it was so zen in your home. I know you told me there was other factors to why it was so zen in there, but yeah, the smell, even the furniture you had was very loungy, just so relaxing.
Yeah, and so it's just kind of amazing that just the sense of smell can affect our mood so greatly.
Yeah.
And if we want to have a certain smell in our home or just the way we smell, we can also positively affect other people in our lives for good. So whether we want someone to be happier or less anxious, we don't have to say, hey, use this essential oil. We can have it on ourselves in a diffuser necklace or simply put it around ourselves as a perfume, diluted so that it doesn't irritate our skin.
And that will affect people around us?
It will. Our smell. I mean, have you ever smelled someone who's had bad BO?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just not pleasant. You don't want to be around them. But can you, like for instance, in my diffuser necklace, I have orange essential oil in there. And what that does, increase joy, an inner childlike feeling. And as long as that was a good time in your life, if it wasn't, then maybe it wouldn't affect them greatly. But orange can also make you feel like you're on vacation. And when you're on vacation, you're happier, you spend money, you're friendlier to people. So it can really affect our mood and other people around us. And there are other things that we can use to freshen our air or freshen our scent on our body, such as perfumes or air fresheners are full of toxic chemicals.
Yes.
And we don't need any more toxic chemicals in our lives.
I'm really happy that even in supermarkets we're seeing like where everything was like, these terrible air fresheners, the aerosols, that we're starting to move over to things that sounded more natural, and now people are actually waking up like, wait, there's diffusers out there, there's things. So maybe they still haven't found the quality level of the oils, but at least they're starting to think that way instead of just chemical.
Yes, and some people think the smell of clean is bleach or toxic chemicals.
Yes.
That's what supposedly clean is, and it's not. It's causing, disrupting our hormone balancing, our mood, and just the functioning of how we digest food and proper, healthy, vibrant living.
Yes. Yeah, no, I think we notice how like ugly that smell is when we're in a hospital. And everything is like, oh, I don't like how hospitals smell. I don't know how they are. And it's like, because it has to be so strong to kill all those germs, or so we think.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So this time of the year, a lot of people are having allergic reactions. So things with the pollen and things flying around. And a lot of people are going towards pharmaceuticals, antihistamines, and us sneezing actually is a solution to the problem, meaning like there's an irritant, we must expel the irritant in our nasal passages and expel it out.
Yes.
So now we're trying to suppress our immune system by not sneezing.
Okay, one of the many ways that we try to suppress all the symptoms that we're having.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of things, right. So with a fever, we'll take something to lower down the fever, but that is actually the solution to the problem. We want to bring the body temperature up so we kill the bacteria and viruses when we're sick, rather than suppressing that. So as a child, children will have fevers. As adults, less and less will get a fever. So we're sick for weeks and weeks, and if we aren't seeing the physical symptoms, we just don't feel very good. Children, they'll get over it within 48 hours or within a week, and then they're done and they're just happy-go-lucky and playing in the playground.
Yeah.
So same thing with allergic reactions, whether it's food or pollen or flowers. That is actually an immune system that is not strong. So we can boost our immune system through a healthier lifestyle, eliminating the toxins in our home that we're exposed to, and as well as in our food. So
huge one.
Right.
Huge. Lots of chemicals.
Yeah. So we can do the Band-Aid, and we can use certain essential oils, which is a natural way of maybe freshening the air so we are not exposed to as much toxins and allergens in our home from chemicals. And then when we're out and about, we have less that our body has to deal with. We can actually combat and deal with the irritant of pollen or animal dander, and we won't have the allergic reaction because our immune system is strong. We can handle the irritant.
Yes. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and same thing with people. If we're strong in our being and we're able to handle irritating people as well, right? So emotions are key. If we can control our own emotions and things don't irritate us because we are calm, our
and
emotions.
we're not suppressing.
Yes, we're not suppressing, we're calm. It actually, we are not affected by just the littlest triggers.
Yeah, that's a huge parallel. That makes a lot of sense. I like that.
People, things, exactly. So with essential oils, we've got a diffuser running in here. This is a fantastic way. Yeah, fantastic way to freshen the air in a non-toxic manner. This one here uses cold water diffusion, which basically means that there is no heat that's heating up the water. So this is perfectly safe if your child or dog or cat knocks it over. It's not a hot heat element such as a candle or a lamp that's boiling water mixed with essential oils. And we don't want to do that anyway with essential oils, because when we heat essential oils, it transforms it potentially in not a healthy chemical.
Okay, I think I can understand that, because there's a lot of cooking oils that they say it's not meant to heat above a certain temperature, and then it becomes very toxic at that level.
Yeah, and especially if you have sensitive animals, puppies or birds, they're very sensitive to smells, and even Teflon pans, for instance, that as it's cooking and burning, it's giving off chemicals at the same time. Cold water diffusion, there is a ultrasonic plate inside this device that basically vibrates at a high speed and creates these vapors. Very small molecules that very different than a humidifier.
Okay.
Humidifier makes little water droplets, and they can basically make the air humid. This won't create a very humid environment. Okay. It just creates small little particles in the air and keeps it suspended, rather than moisture and then it drops down to the ground onto your carpet or floor.
I always think of like mold when I think of things being too humid.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this has an auto shut off as well. And if you want to fall asleep, for instance, you're having trouble sleeping, this is a great way to create that soothing environment that's going to promote healthy, calm sleep. And what I recommend to people is put the diffuser on an hour before bed, so that way the airspace in your room is inviting, calming, and by the time you get your head onto the pillow, you're basically inhaling the scents in the room. Rather than turning it on when you go to bed, it might take another hour as scent fills the room.
Yeah.
Parrots, cats, dogs, and depending on the size and age of the pet, and including infants and children, these are things that we need to consider, because if we are all breathing the same space, I mean, granted, we are not using chemicals anymore, so if we want to go in that healthy path, we want to be conscious of what scents would not cause respiratory distress, or in certain cases like the cats and dogs, they have a different detoxifying process with their kidney and liver as they process the scents, for instance.
Okay.
So birds in their natural environment around trees and flowers. So those are, in general, safer. There are a few that are not safe. Cats, citrus smells, tea tree, a lot of the Italian herb smells such as oregano, thyme, and rosemary may be irritating to cats as well.
My cat hates onions. He
Right.
gets very offended by them.
Okay, you should not eat onions anyway then. He's telling you something very wisely. Don't eat onions. And so that's something to consider. So a lot of people will try to help their own health as an adult. We will get recommendations on what to put in the diffuser for our health or allergies, and not consider that everybody else in the household is also breathing the same smell.
Yeah.
So peppermint, eucalyptus is not safe for children under the age of 8 in strong doses. Now, as adults, our sense of smell starts to deaden. A dog or cat, their sense of smell is still heightened,
Yes.
and children as well. So the interesting thing about some of the chemical products that are out there for air freshening, what they'll actually do is coat the sensors in our nose for smell. So we're not actually, it's not cleaning the air, it's just deadening our sense of smell and
Wow.
coating our receptors in our nose.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you could clean the surfaces that are causing the smell in your home. A lot of people can't do that, so then they use an air freshener or candles, which again can be potentially toxic as well, depending on the ingredients of the
Okay.
chemical of the candles.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a lot to take in with, putting the diffuser. I myself, sometimes I forget to use the diffuser, and I'm usually out and about outside of the home. So I have a diffuser necklace, and I can smell it at any time I want. If I feel that this smell might be offensive to other people, flowers, for instance, can be offensive to a lot of people. Strong smells like peppermint or eucalyptus. I will actually carry one of these personal inhalers. And so I can, if I need to smell something for my allergy or just for mood, then I'll have one of these and I'll just take a quick little sniff in there. And this has sandalwood. It's great for my mood. It's calming. And I will pull that out. It's a very strong smell though, so if I had it in my diffuser necklace, other people may not appreciate it. So it's a great alternative to use when you want to just control your personal smell, especially in offices that are scent-free, but you still want to have your aromatherapy and not wait until you get home to have the benefits. Then you can have a personal aromatherapy inhaler.
Okay, so I know that for therapeutic benefit, obviously, but then some people just like want to smell good. Maybe they're covering up like odors that are coming out of their body from food choices, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
But can you speak a little bit more about what you know about perfume or cologne, just conventional like you would buy at the drugstore, and its effects on the body?
Yeah, so some perfumes out there, they will add in essential oils in there, but in order to stretch the smell of the natural essential oil, they will add in chemicals or dispersants, so alcohol, chemicals that basically allow the smell on us to basically go outwards. So it's actually very hard for you to smell this unless you really come up to it.
There's a lot of smells.
But there's a lot of
right
smells.
now.
This has nothing in it, actually. This is just plain water.
Really?
Yes.
What am I smelling?
Probably me, because I'm probably evaporating essential oils.
Okay. But I don't think I smell citrus, and you said it's citrus?
This is orange here, yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think I can smell that right now.
Yeah, you can.
Maybe later I'll come closer and sniff it, but...
Right, yeah. So, and in terms of like the essential oil in the bottle, you can simply just carry this around and just smell it whenever you feel like it. But perfumes in general are full of chemicals that disrupt our organ function and hormone production. And with more and more chemicals that are introduced into our body, it's hard for our DNA replication, meaning like our skin has to exfoliate and then be replaced with brand new skin. So that's called replication of new skin. And as we're introduced to chemicals, that natural process of normal DNA replication is disrupted with chemicals.
So even if someone was just spraying perfume, let's say, on their clothes and it wasn't directly touching their skin?
We are so there's basically 5 modes of exposure. So inhalation, dermal, and ingestion, and all sorts of other ways of basically being exposed to chemicals.
Okay, so it still counts if you're spraying it on your
Yeah,
shirt.
because the little molecules, I mean, this is affecting us.
Yeah.
We're inhaling it, and so does chemicals, so does pollution. It affects us. We know that because when we go to the beach, all of a sudden we feel instantly more relaxed. We go into a forest, we feel more relaxed. Yes, the aromatherapy of the trees and the ocean, but we are now, it's not what we are in, it's what we're not in. We are not exposed.
Okay.
So I would say that as soon as we start focusing on reducing the chemicals in our everyday lives, and these are everyday chemicals, it's in our toothpaste, in our shampoo, in our makeup, in our lotions, and our hairsprays, we are exposing ourselves to more than 50 different chemicals probably in the first 15 minutes after waking up.
Yeah.
And there is an app that you can actually download to just check out all your products. It's called the Think Dirty app. It's free to download, and you can just basically input your products that you have in your home, and you can see where it is on the dirty scale, meaning 1, it's relatively safe. There's might be something in there, but it's been tested to be safe at this moment in time. So for me, I still question that as well. If there's anything I can't pronounce on a label, and if that's not what nature created, then I don't know if I can trust that either, because asbestos at one point was deemed safe, and it's in a bunch of our homes.
So true. Yeah.
And now it's not deemed as safe. So
basically, if you wouldn't eat it, you probably wouldn't
put it on your skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 22 to 26 seconds, anything we put on our skin, good or bad, will enter into our bloodstream.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll do good or harm. And then within 2 minutes, it starts traveling into our body, and 20 minutes, our liver either has to use it, detoxify it, break it down within 20 minutes. So anything I put on my skin, I would like to think that I could eat it as well. My lotion is comprised of basically unsugared white chocolate. Cocoa butter is basically white chocolate with some essential oils in it, and a few other oils such as coconut oil or almond oil, again, all consumable.
Okay.
Not cosmetic grade. If I added sugar to it, then yeah, I could probably eat it like chocolate.
Yeah.
Or honey or something like that, right? Yeah. Yeah, so there's a lot to think about. So people do like to so that's a lot in terms of how we smell and how we want to put oils on ourselves aromatically and how we smell, and then putting it on our skin is a whole nother ball game as well, because we want to keep things safe for ourselves. So we would dilute anytime we put anything on our skin. So I talked a little bit about my lotion. So in that, I'll put essential oils that have some therapeutic benefit.
But you maybe wouldn't just take the essential oil directly without the carrier.
Right.
And
yes.
It'd be a lot.
Yeah, so what is a carrier oil? Well, I told you anything that you put on your skin goes into our bloodstream within 22 seconds. So the term carrier oil is a fatty oil that you can dilute the essential oils that can protect our skin from any sensitivities or irritation from the fact that we've put a concentrated product on our skin, but also it carries more effectively into our bloodstream and also the different layers of our skin as well. So for pain, for instance, we'll use an essential oil for pain. However, if we just put it on directly, we could cause skin sensitivities and also may not be as effective because it's evaporating off your skin. It's not getting into the layers. It's just going into the bloodstream and not actually getting into the muscles and in the skin.
So an example of carrier oils, you said the one that you're using.
So there's almond oil, coconut oil, jojoba oil. There's a whole list of different oils that you can use to dilute the essential oils. The essential oils themselves, chemically speaking, aren't a fatty oil.
Okay.
So it's a bit confusing because the word oil is in there. Essential oil means that it's the liquid component of a plant, herb, shrub, or flower that is the essential. Without it, it would not be a living plant.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does coconut oil fall into that category?
So coconut oil isn't an essential oil.
But as
It's a carrier oil.
It's a carrier
Because
I just know that most people have coconut oil in their
Yeah.
home.
Or olive oil is another one, grapeseed oil for cooking. So again, if you're cooking with it and you feel safe eating it, I'd say go ahead and use that as a carrier oil to dilute your essential oils and put it on your skin.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And then people are wondering, well, how much? Well, again, it depends on what the purpose is. If it's for emergency purposes, for instance, like you have a skin irritation, and then it'll go away within a week, then there would be a dilution for that. But if it's something that you use on a daily basis, like a deodorant, for instance, you may want to make it 1 or 2% dilution of essential oil to carrier oil.
Okay, so you brought up deodorant because I think this is a big thing. Can you speak a little bit about the harmful effects of traditional deodorant from the drugstore?
So again, sweating is a solution to the problem. So the reason why we have an odor is because we detoxify our body through our pores. And the largest pores are in our feet and also our armpits. And if we cover that smell up, we're actually also inhibiting the detoxifying process in our body. So we're keeping the toxins in our body.
Okay. And then they have less channels to leave by.
Right.
They run out of them.
Yeah, and then we slather ourselves with lotion on our skin because we want to stay nice and moist. And again, that's another barrier for a chance for detoxification to happen because we have this lotion that's now a barrier for anything to go out.
That makes sense.
Right. Unless our lotion is full of essential oils that are providing a detoxifying purpose.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So if you're going to eat a certain diet, then you're going to have a certain smell. If you change your diet, then the odor starts to go away. More toxic. Let's say, for instance, you're going to have organic fruits and vegetables, or even toxic meats such as who are not organic, or pork. There's certain ones that are more cleaner than others.
Yeah.
But if we move towards things that are less toxic, such as plants, meats, again, it's very hard to find good quality meats that are not going to have toxins in it.
Yeah, because all those animals are in the same state as so many humans. And it's
right, and they're in fear as well, so that adrenaline is coursing through them as they're being killed as well. I mean, I know a lot of people eat meat, and if you choose to do so, just be aware that that's something you also want to promote, is a detoxifying of your body. You can give yourself a chance by not eating toxic meat.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. And that's a different topic for another time.
Different entirely.
Right. So, did you have other questions about using essential oils in your home?
Okay, what, for someone that's just starting out, is like, okay, I'm interested, I'm excited, I'm understanding what you're saying. What are the oils that people use as kind of like a starter that pretty much everyone can utilize in their life?
So some of the issues that, if you're going to be using essential oils for therapeutic benefits, meaning helping mood and replacing possibly your medicine cabinet, a lot of people have headaches, stress, and overwhelm feeling. That seems to be a common thread that I'm seeing. Skin issues, usually related to diet and how we're exposed to chemicals as well. So the 3 most common essential oils that everyone should kind of have in their arsenal is lemon, which is very purifying for the air, and it's a smell that is very clean. If you have cats, you may want to consider that may not be part of your program. Lemon. Okay. Yeah, unless the diffuser is running in a different area. If you have a large home, then, and the cat would be in a different space, but lemon might be in the kitchen, and the cat doesn't typically go in the kitchen. But if the dish is in there, that might be
you might get
caution.
offended.
Yeah, I mean, it smells so great, the lemon, right? But you may want to consider another way of cleaning the kitchen space with another smell as well. So lavender is another great one that can be used. It's very calming. Some people don't like the smell of flowers. That's perfectly fine. But lavender is great to help with any skin issues as well. Helps with sleep and skin issues. Peppermint is great for digestion as well as for headaches as well.
So it's kind of a multi-purpose one.
Every single essential oil, there's over 1,000 different uses for each one, and this is just kind of like the tip of the iceberg. So lavender can be used in, if you use mascara, you put a drop in there to help lengthen your lashes and also to keep the smell of the bacteria, basically antibacterial in your mascara tube.
Really?
You can use it as eye makeup remover, properly diluted. So we can keep on going on and on about the benefits of each individual oil. And different oils too that I would also include in that arsenal is tea tree, great for cleaning as well in the home. And the company that I work with is Young Living Essential Oils. We actually own our farms all around the world, including the one in Fort Nelson that produces the black spruce. And we have some blends that are very task specific. So we have one called Purification. And it doesn't have it has lemon in it, but it's mostly like lemongrass, and that can help to purify the air.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is the difference? Let's talk about rose, because I know rose is a really special one. What is the difference between like Young Living rose or other high quality brands and brands that you might find in your drugstore?
Yeah, it's a very good question. It is buyer beware. Lavender is so popular right now that you can find it anywhere. And if you were to compare different bottles and smell them, they would have a different smell altogether. And also the strength of the smell as well. So there's a few questions you want to ask yourself if you are interested in quality and what you pay for. You do get what you pay for, right? So if you're just simply buying a bottle of lavender, go anywhere you want to buy lavender. If you want to use it for therapeutic purposes, you may want to consider the quality. With our company, Young Living, what we do is we own our own farms, which means we're in control of the quality of the plant material. We also have our distillation equipment on the property, which also means the travel time from harvesting to extracting is a short period of time. So there's no breakdown of plant material as it's being trucked miles and miles to the plant.
So it's not dying on its way or sitting in a warehouse for 6 months.
Exactly. And even when we decide when we're going to harvest, we look at when is the right time to harvest. As you know, if you pull a tomato out of the garden too quickly and it's not ripe, it doesn't taste very good. So how would we know that? We're not tasting the lavender plant, but we can check it biochemically through testing. We have special equipment that does that to determine when is it ripe, when is it ready for therapeutic purposes to harvest. So we'll do micro batches every hour to determine when is it ready to harvest and do a large batch of lavender essential oil that is at the right concentration of the therapeutic organic compounds in it that provide its unique signature.
Wow. Okay, there's a lot more to this than I think
it's very
the average person would think. Yeah,
it's very sciencey. So if that's important to you, that the lavender is effective, then you want to make sure that that product comes from a company that has integrity about the quality of the product and what it's promising to guarantee and deliver on its action. So action. So I teach classes pretty much 2 to 3 times a week, and I hold counseling sessions in my clinic and personal counseling sessions Monday to Friday. And anybody can get a hold of me either through Facebook under Charito Kaay, just send me a personal message. My website is vibranttdroppers.com, and I run educational courses throughout the Lower Mainland.